I finally got behind the wheel of the new Tesla Model Y 2025, and trust me, the results will shock you. In this video, I'll reveal everything you need to know about Tesla's latest update: performance, range, design changes, hidden features, and the real driving experience. From mind-blowing acceleration to new futuristic upgrades, the 2025 Tesla Model Y is changing the EV game. But is it really worth the hype? Or are there some downsides you need to know before buying? If you love future cars, EV reviews, and Tesla updates, then this video is a must-watch. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon for more Tesla, BMW, and future EV reviews from around the world. The Chariot Reforged. Have you ever sat inside a car and felt like the future was whispering all around you? The new Tesla Model Y 2025 does that. It looks familiar, but the moment you touch the wheel, you realize something is different. Very different. Because under that sleek skin, Tesla has reshaped its most popular machine. Some say it feels less like a car and more like a chariot reborn. But is it really the leap forward Tesla promises, or is there something hidden behind the shine? The first clue appears the moment you step inside. The interior looks cleaner, sharper, almost Roman in its sense of symmetry. The lines are smoother, the screens brighter, and the silence so complete that it feels like you've entered a temple rather than a vehicle. Tesla calls it refinement. But what's interesting is how small details hint at bigger secrets. Hidden sensors in places you wouldn't expect. Panels that seem too perfect, as if they're covering more than they reveal. Why hide anything unless Tesla doesn't want us to see what powers this machine? On the road, the Model Y 2025 moves like no other. It glides. It doesn't fight the air. It seems to cut through it like a blade. The Romans once built war chariots to dominate the battlefield. This feels similar. Every turn is sharp, every acceleration instant, every stop almost unnerving in its precision. But here's the thing, it's not just faster. It's smoother. Too smooth. Like something beneath the car is working in ways Tesla hasn't told us. And this is where the questions begin. Tesla claims new battery chemistry. Stronger, lighter, safer. The kind of advancement experts said was still years away. Yet here it is, inside the Model Y. On paper, the range climbs past 350 miles with ease. But when tested in real conditions, something strange happens. The numbers don't just meet expectations, they surpass them. The car drives farther than advertised. Is this simple efficiency or proof of something Tesla hasn't revealed? Then there's the design. Look closely and you'll notice the curves aren't just for beauty. They're strategic. The airflow clings to the body in a way that reduces resistance to levels once thought impossible. Some experts call it the ghost effect because the car seems to leave almost no trace of drag. And here's the part no one expected. The same design also keeps the cabin eerily quiet at high speed. Silence was Rome's strategy when armies moved under night. Could Tesla have borrowed that same principle for modern roads? But what about safety? This is where things turn even more mysterious. Tesla brags about stronger crash protection and smarter autopilot. In tests, the sensors reacted faster than human eyes. Obstacles were spotted before drivers even noticed them. Yet behind closed doors, early reports whisper about false positives. The system overreacts at times, braking when no danger exists. Is this simply new tech learning its path, or a hidden flaw that could shake confidence in Tesla's empire? Then comes the most shocking detail. In select regions, a hidden mode has been discovered. Owners digging through the software uncovered something called glide mode. When activated, the car behaves differently. The acceleration softens, the ride becomes even smoother, and the energy use drops dramatically. Almost like the car isn't driving on roads, but skating above them. Tesla hasn't explained this feature. It wasn't advertised, which leaves one haunting question. Why hide it? The answer may lie in history. Rome built chariots not only for speed, but for power, a symbol of control. The Tesla Model Y 2025 feels the same. Every element, from its sharp handling to its hidden software, suggests a machine designed not just for transport, but for dominance. And like Rome's legions, Tesla doesn't simply want to compete, it wants to rule. But can a single car secure the empire's place in history? Or does its silence hide cracks waiting to break? Consider the competition. BMW, Mercedes, even new challengers from Asia, all pressing against Tesla's throne. Yet the Model Y continues to outsell them all. Why? Because for many, it isn't just a car. It's a statement, a declaration that the driver belongs to the future, that they've chosen the chariot of tomorrow today. But loyalty can be fragile. Rome's power crumbled when its citizens lost faith. Will Tesla face the same fate if its hidden truths come to light? And then there's Elon Musk himself, the emperor of this empire. empire. His vision drives every update, every risk. The Model Y 2025 is his war chariot, but empires often rise highest right before they begin to fall. Is this Tesla's peak, or just the next step in a march no rival can stop? The new Tesla Model Y 2025 is more than a car. It's a promise, a warning, and a mystery. From its secret software modes to its impossible range, from its ghost-like glide to its temple of silence inside, it asks us to believe in something beyond technology, something almost mythical. But every empire has its secrets, and sometimes the truth is what brings it down. So what happens next? What hidden trials will decide if Tesla's reign continues or collapses under pressure from rivals? That's the story we'll explore in the next chapter, the Senate of Safety. Because if Rome's laws once determined its survival, then the regulations and risks facing Tesla today may decide whether this chariot truly rules the road or is pulled from it forever. Engines without fire. Imagine this. You press the pedal. There's no roar, no vibration, no smell of fuel. Yet the Tesla Model Y 2025 launches forward with the force of a catapult. 0 to 60 in seconds. No engine, no fire, just silence and speed. It feels impossible, like power without cause. But is this the future of driving, or an engineering gamble that could change everything? Rome once amazed the world with roads that stretched across continents, with aqueducts that carried water as if by magic. Their engineers mastered what others thought could never be done. Tesla now attempts something similar, to build machines that move faster, farther, and smoother than anyone thought possible. But just as Rome's designs hid flaws beneath the stone, Tesla's electric miracle may also hide shadows. Let's start with the heart of this beast, the powertrain. Tesla claims the 2025 Model Y has re-engineered motors that are smaller, lighter, yet stronger. They produce acceleration so sudden it feels unreal. Testers describe the launch as a slingshot in silence. But here's where it gets strange. In repeated tests, the car doesn't just match Tesla's numbers, it exceeds them, almost as if the system is pulling power from somewhere else. Tesla isn't saying, which leaves a mystery. The secret may lie in the battery. Officially, Tesla speaks of new chemistry, denser cells, more efficient cooling, a structure that wastes less energy. But when independent labs tried to measure the flow, they noticed spikes, sudden surges of energy not consistent with a normal discharge curve. What does that mean? Could the car be storing and releasing power in ways never seen before? Or is it hiding instability that Tesla hopes drivers will never notice? On the road, the silence is unsettling. In traditional cars, you hear the engine build. You feel the vibration, the fire inside. With Tesla, there is none of that. Just a smooth, endless pull. At first, it feels like luxury, but the longer you drive, the more unnatural it becomes. Testers describe the sensation as flying low to the ground. Exciting, yes, but also disorienting. Without sound and vibration, the body struggles to judge speed. Could this lead to overconfidence, or worse? Tesla's engineers defend the silence as progress. Noise, they argue, was always wasted energy. Yet whispers from inside the company hint at another reason. The motors run hotter than expected. Heat without fire. And to keep them stable, Tesla may be running hidden systems, cooling processes not revealed to the public. If true, the silence is not just a feature. It's camouflage, covering up the strain of pushing physics to the edge. Then there's the matter of durability. Rome's aqueducts stood for centuries, but only because engineers designed with care. Tesla has always promised longevity, batteries that last 1,000,000 miles. But in private, early owners report something odd. Under heavy acceleration, the car feels different after only weeks of driving. Less sharp, less consistent. Could it be the motors wearing faster than expected? Or is Tesla using software to mask the decline? And what about safety? When power comes without fire, it also comes without warning. Gas engines fail with sound, smoke, or vibration. Electric motors fail in silence. In one test, a Model Y cut power without explanation. No warning lights, no error messages, just silence. The driver coasted to a stop, confused and shaken. Tesla later called it a minor software bug. But if silence can hide power, can it also hide danger? Consider the acceleration. Tesla's numbers make headlines. Faster than most sports cars, smoother than any luxury sedan. But speed is a double-edged sword. Rome's fastest chariots thrilled crowds, but crashes were deadly. The Model Y's instant torque creates the same paradox. Thrilling, addictive, yet in the wrong hands, unforgiving. One small press too deep, and the car leaps forward like a beast breaking chains. Should power this sharp be in every driveway? But perhaps the strangest mystery of all lies in the data. Owners who track energy use notice anomalies. Miles driven that don't add up. Battery percentages that drop slower or faster than predicted. Tesla dismisses it as normal variation, but some experts whisper another theory. That Tesla has hidden reserves, secret buffers of power, unlocked only when needed. A hidden weapon. If true, then the Model Y isn't just an EV. It's a Trojan horse of technology, revealing only part of its strength to the world. world. So is this brilliance or risk? Rome's greatest works pushed limits, but sometimes too far. Bridges collapse, roads crack. When you push against nature, nature always pushes back. Tesla's silent engines promise a future without fire, without waste, without compromise. But silence can be deceiving. It can hide heat, it can hide stress, and it can hide failure. What we know is this: the Tesla Model Y 2025 is faster, smoother, and more advanced than anyone predicted. What we don't know is how long it can sustain that power, or what it costs in the shadows. The truth may not reveal itself for years. Until then, every drive is part of the experiment. Tesla's gamble is bold, maybe too bold, and like Rome's grand designs, its success or its collapse will echo for generations. Engines without fire may define the future, or they may burn silently in the ruins of ambition. But one question remains: if the Model Y hides power in silence, what else is Tesla hiding inside its machines? That's the mystery we'll uncover in the next episode, The Senate of Safety. Because when technology meets regulation, the battle doesn't happen on the road, it happens in the courtroom. And the outcome could decide if Tesla's empire thrives or crumbles. The Senate of Safety. Imagine this: you're driving at night, rain falling hard, the road barely visible. Suddenly, the car takes over. No hands, no eyes. The Tesla Model Y 2025 promises it can see what you cannot. It promises it can save your life. But here's the question: when the moment of truth arrives, does the system protect you, or does it fail in silence? In ancient Rome, the Senate claimed to guard its people with laws, but power often outweighed protection. Safety became a word, not always a reality. Today, Tesla finds itself in the same arena. Regulators demand proof that its cars are safe. Tesla claims its autopilot is smarter, sharper, and more advanced than anything else on the road. But when tested, does the promise hold, or collapse like an empire too proud to listen? Let's begin with what Tesla advertises. The 2025 Model Y arrives with a new generation of autopilot. Cameras, sensors, and neural nets all updated. The car reads roads, signs, and traffic with what seems like superhuman vision. Tesla says it has trained its system on billions of miles of data, more than any rival. But numbers can deceive, because the road ahead is not a clean simulation. It is chaos, and chaos cannot always be trained. Early demonstrations look flawless. The Model Y changes lanes with ease. It stops at lights. It slows for pedestrians. In staged trials, it seems untouchable, like Rome parading its legions before the crowds. But then come the whispers. In real-world tests, the system stumbles. It misses a stop sign faded by weather. It hesitates at an intersection. And in one chilling case, it swerves at a shadow mistaken for danger. These are not accidents. They are warnings that even the sharpest code can falter when the world refuses to play by rules. Inside Tesla's empire, engineers know this. That's why the car never drives alone. Drivers are told to keep their hands ready, eyes forward, mind sharp. Tesla calls it assistance. But to many, it feels like a contradiction. If the car can't fully be trusted, is it really safe? Or is it a gamble? Placing trust in a machine that still leans on the human it claims to replace. The Senate of Rome often acted only after disaster, and modern regulators seem no different. In 2025, they watch Tesla closely, gathering reports of failures and near misses. Some call for stricter rules. Others whisper about banning certain features altogether. Tesla pushes back, arguing that even with flaws, its system prevents more accidents than it causes. But the truth is hidden in the shadows of numbers. For every life saved, another test reveals a risk. Which side will history remember? Consider the case of emergency braking. Tesla boasts new updates that can sense a crash before it happens, faster than human reflexes. In most trials, it works, but in one test with a dummy child crossing the road, the car slowed too late, just inches too late. Imagine that in the real world. Imagine it with no second chance. This is not failure by design. It is failure by margin. A gap so small, yet so unforgiving. And then there is the silence. When a system fails, traditional cars scream, brakes squeal, engines groan, but Tesla's autopilot fails without sound. One tester described it like this: you don't know it's gone until you're already in danger. That silence is the car's greatest gift and its greatest curse. Power without noise, failure without warning. Tesla argues the future requires bold steps, that no empire rises without risk, and they may be right. But the question is, who bears that risk? The driver, the passenger, or the innocent stranger crossing the street? Regulators wrestle with the answer, just as Roman senators once weighed the lives of citizens against the power of expansion. Safety, in Tesla's vision, is not only about avoiding crashes, it's also about surviving them. The Model Y 2025 is built like a fortress. Reinforced battery shields, smart airbags that predict impact angles, a low center of gravity that resists rollovers. In crash tests, it shines. Rivals struggle to match its scores. Yet even here, shadows remain. For what good is the strongest fortress if its gates open too late? Tesla's empire is growing. Each new model spreads across the roads like legions marching into new provinces. Owners trust the brand. Investors praise its vision. But safety is the ground on which empires stand or fall. Rome learned that neglecting its people's security led to revolt. Will Tesla learn the same lesson before it is too late? Because here's the truth. The Model Y 2025 may be the safest Tesla ever built. But safety is not absolute. It is a fragile balance, shifting with every line of code, every mile driven, every decision made by both man and machine. To call it perfect is dangerous. To call it progress is fair. But in the end, safety is not a promise. It is a test. A test Tesla must pass again and again, every single day. So, does the system shield the driver or betray them? The answer is not simple. In most cases, it shields. But in the moments that matter most, betrayal is still possible. And one betrayal, one silent failure, is all it takes to break trust forever. Like Rome, Tesla walks a narrow road between glory and ruin, between innovation and overreach. The Senate of Safety watches, waits, and judges, and history will remember what comes next. But what if Tesla's real weapon isn't the car at all? What if its true power lies in something unseen, data collected from every mile, every driver, every moment of trust? That's the mystery we'll uncover in the next episode, The Empire of Data. Because the greatest battles are no longer fought on roads, but in the invisible world of information. And in that world, Tesla may already be building an empire larger than Rome itself.